On a digital quest each day, finding Upland news and NFTs to trade away. From blockchain gated to PC lands, navigating the virtual world amidst countless bytes.
Hello. Wait, let me make this more. There we go. Hello. Welcome to Morecheese in the Metaverse show. Oh my gosh. Danny Wolf Brown, Chief of Staff, Revenue Operations and Business Development. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate this last minute. Real quick, 13th episode of Morecheese and Metaverse show. I'll talk about Upland news and other interesting things going on in the Metaverse with my cohorts. Today is going to be mostly about the Sparklet. I want to wish Playa Del Rey's Kevin a happy birthday. Y'all should go party with him, but after my show, don't leave my show. Remember, we're here to have fun. None of this is financial advice. Viewer discretion is advised. How is everybody doing? Danny, how are you?
It's been quite a week.
I can imagine.
A little busy.
That's awesome. Like the Sparklet. So basically, I loved it. More eyes on Upland is a great thing. I want to go. So what I did is I cheated. I took the white paper. Well, actually, Grizzly did, and he put it through AI, and he gave me Cliff Notes, which is awesome. So I'm gonna actually stream them here and go through the Cliff Notes, and I highlighted some things in yellow. And some things in blue, like to just kind of get a better insight of. All right. Let's see.
So are we going through the whole white paper, or
No, the Cliff Notes. The Cliff Notes.
Line by line, Danny, we're going to drill you on every single thing.
We're just gonna stream the 40-minute video.
Yeah.
I probably recited in my sleep because
I think I watched it like 5 times already.
Yeah.
So I could probably. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. Let me just put this down. All right, here we go. Where is everyone though? There we go. All right. So
you're gonna have to zoom in for us blind people. There we go.
Oh yeah, I got the grandma glasses on myself. All right. So a bit about Upland. Upland's a Web3 metaverse platform with a mission to build the world's largest digital open economy. Spark is a utility token in Upland, fueling value creation and world building, community development, and more. So, all right, I already have one thing in green here. Actually, before we get into this, I want to say the 2 main resources for Sparklet right now is the white paper and the 40-minute video.
Yeah, and with that, we had a UCN Upland Contributors Network that had an AMA today. So we're really looking forward, Danny, to you being the captain of the ship and us swabs asking you questions.
Nice. Yes. Yes.
I just want to give a if there was anything that Adon and Dirk said that I'm saying something else, go with Adon and Dirk.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say Upland boasts 3 million plus registered accounts, 30,000 daily players, 300,000 plus unique landowners, and 6 million NFTs sold. Amazing.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I think the thing I'm most proud of, and I try to boost all the time, is the 300,000 unique landowners, which in crypto language is 300,000 unique wallets.
Yes.
Right? Because this is unprecedented. You look at other metaverses in our space. Decentraland has about 9,000 daily active landowners. And Sandbox has about 22.
Yeah.
So, and I think there are a lot of design choices that were made in Upland, being mobile first, being regulatory compliant in the US, having a tiered economy that you could buy, a $5 property and a $5,000 property. So like all those elements really contribute to that relative mass adoption in crypto terms.
Definitely. And I know in some of my older podcasts with Ben, we talked about how much more ahead Upland was over Decentraland and Sandbox regarding daily players. Like it's really kind of hilarious how low the daily players are for those other platforms.
I mean, I would say that we're under the same category, but the use cases are very different, which contributes to it. So you kind of compare it because it's the only thing out there. But I really think that the core of the two offerings is different enough that in a few years, when they each develop in a different way, Upland is a platform with its social economic immersion economy, and Decentraland and Sandbox more towards kind of like entertainment space.
Yes.
And so I think in a few years, it will be very clear that it's two very different creatures.
I could definitely see that. Definitely. So the platform launched in 2019 has evolved into a layer 1 metaverse with fundamental infrastructure for an open web. Spark was introduced in 2021, is a utility token enabling stakeholders to create and power non-living elements. Now here, it serves various functions, including world building, no-code, NFT minting, and community projects. I think this was important to kind of put out there because it does help the non-coder coder create like a meta venture where in Upland, you have the networking, the community, you get together with the artists, the coders and whatnot, and you have Spark to bring that about. I think that's amazing.
And this is a really important point that we try to drive, because usually white papers in the space are created before a product is created. We do everything a little backwards. The crazy experience of first building a product and then doing a white paper and a token. So this is usually these white papers really start with, okay, what problem are you trying to solve, right? And when we sort of took a step back and asked ourselves, okay, what problem are we actually solving with Spark and in general, that seems intuitive for us because we've been doing it for so long, but it's not intuitive for people who don't know Upland, is that when you think about creators is one example, right? It could be metaverse entrepreneurs, it could be community leaders in the metaverse, et cetera. But I think UGC creators is the easiest one to sort of pinpoint. Okay, I'm an asset designer, not as talented as Shak, but whatever, like coming in, wanting to do an NFT collection. Now I need to figure out the minting, the gas, connecting, doing a whitelist and connecting to MetaMask. And on top of that, I have to do, okay, how do I even accept payments, connecting to payment providers? How do I start getting an audience or start building a community from scratch as opposed to catering to an existing community? It's like, and I'm not even talking about other mechanisms within Upland, like governance and having a chat, and also Upland in a way solved these problems for different ecosystem players because we provide the infrastructure of all those things. Yes. You come in. And in a no-code environment, you submit your assets. We gamified it to match the Upland world as manufacturing and showrooms, right? And for creators, then everything else is there. Now you just need to focus on your value creation, what you're good at, and not the other periphery. And you're doing it in an economy with other creators in one space, and the importance of that, it's not taken lightly by us. It's this is what we're building, and we really believe it's a real need. And once we're able to do that at scale, and that's what we're building, this is the future of digital economies and digital communities.
I agree. I definitely agree. Go ahead. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, well said. Yeah.
We have Dak here, but we can't. Dak, are you here? All right, cool. All right. So, all right, let's see. Token Tradability Event, TTE. Upland introduces Sparklet, an ERC20 token mirroring Spark, making it tradable outside the Upland platform. So I put a little side thing here that I associate this to Matic being the ERC token to Polygon. Am I correct to say that?
Yeah, or ETH to Ethereum in a way. So it is representing the gas that powers this ecosystem.
All right, perfect. Progressive decentralization is a focus allowing Spark holders to trade Sparklet on liquid markets. Okay, ecosystem participants and functions. Blech. Upland players, entrepreneurs, third-party developers, and partners, brands all require Spark for different functions. Functions include property development, metaventure facilitation, map presence, and virtual asset creation. So it's huge. Spark is one of the biggest things in Upland right now if you want to be a business owner.
And in the future for a lot more. So a lot of a lot of the functions of, I think there are a few examples in the white paper, such as powering your car. So right now we have cars as NFTs. You own them, collect them, you can race them. We're working on being able to travel with them. That travel will require Spark to power them up.
Danny, that was one of the things I just want to drop that in here because I saw that use case of having Spark be the fuel source for these vehicles. And so when you're talking about looking at the 1/1000th of a Spark being a Sparklet, that seems to be an incentive. And you're kind of saying, hint, hint, wink, wink. If you want to drive your car, power your car, this would be a great way to do that if you didn't get in on the first initial offerings. Can we presume that that's part of what we're doing here? You're opening this up on another platform, ERC20, so to let people know, hey, this is a valuable resource and it's sort of a requirement if you want to do certain things. Is that fair?
Well, I would say it's already a requirement if you want to do certain things. Just build it. If you want to build your home in the metaverse, you want to build your shop in the metaverse right now, it's already a prerequisite to do that. We just have an entire roadmap of how to expand that utility. But okay. Yes, definitely. This is what's going to power this entire ecosystem, both as players and as entrepreneurs.
Nice. I love that. All right. So Spark can be staked or spent for various tasks. So this is the Spark utility mechanism, including construction, manufacturing, and renting to other stakeholders. Over 130,000 players in Upland hold Spark, and its usage is constantly growing. Now, the next part is the exciting part, which you were just saying right now, the future developments for Spark. And this got me really excited. So Spark utility will expand, including charging virtual vehicles, which you just mentioned, enhancing manufacturing capabilities, and maximizing UPX earnings. Let's see.
Yeah, I think one of the things that probably a lot of creators and developers and entrepreneurs are very excited about is legit manufacturing. Yes. Because that opens up so many different use cases, whether it's like, okay, now if you own a specific legit, then you can be a part of this chat or this or enter a cafe for a special performance. So like token gating is one. Another one is, we're really excited about this, one of the second layer third-party applications that's connecting to Upland through our APIs, and is going to be a really cool game. So they want to use UGC legits that you buy across Upland, and that powers you up or gives you special tools in the game.
Nice.
So it connects to so many different levels of the ecosystem.
Oh wow. Yeah, thank you. That's great. I didn't have that information. That is awesome. So oh wow. So I want to dive deeper into that.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
So there'll be in the future there'll be kind of like boosts. You'll be able to am I saying it right, to purchase in the future with your Sparklets?
So what I'm saying is we're giving entrepreneurs and creators the opportunity to create legits using Spark. Okay. What they decide completely on their own, what the power of this legit is.
Wow.
Is it an armor for a certain game? Is it the ability to be token gated to participate in certain events or be a part of certain community? Maybe only if you own a specific token you can vote. Maybe different nodes produce tokens that are voting tokens. So I mean, we're just giving the possibility, the infrastructure to do that. It is totally up to the community and the creators to decide how they're going to use that feature. And from our history, we already know that you guys probably have like 100 more ideas on how to use them, and once we release this that we didn't even think about.
That is awesome. And Dak, you there, right? All right, because
I am, yeah.
Yeah. You made a mention earlier. We were in the cafe in Upland Cafe, and we were talking to some people about the Sparklets, and Dak was saying how he would love to create legits, his very own legits to give out. Like, say more about that, Dak. That was amazing.
Yeah, so we had the historic first race of the Stock Car Pro car that Upland is going to be releasing. And so since Joe Lives actually won it during Genesis Week, he had it. We were able to race it against an S1R and S1E. And it was the very first time ever that a Stock Car Pro raced in Upland. And so I'm like, this would be a great memento.
Yeah.
A spotlight video kind of thing.
That's a perfect example. That's awesome. All right, so
I'm still planning on it, by the way.
You better. I want one.
So I just need to know what the mechanics are, and then it'll be done.
That's awesome.
That's a good point, Danny. We're always wanting to have that worksheet that we go off of, that we dig into to give us what we can go, what direction we can go. When this starts to unfold, those will be presentable to the community. Will you start with your partners first or community first? How will you introduce those legit building and what their uses are and what the parameters are?
So I think legits are already presented to the community with partners like the FIFA legits, the NFLPA legits, and legit wearables. And that we usually first present a few use cases with partners to just, first of all, test out the product, make sure it doesn't break, tweak where needed, and creating the internal mechanism. And then we start working on, okay, now how do we make this scalable? What do we need to develop in the back end to assure fast approval of these, to create that it works with our current manufacturing and factory capabilities. So it's a plug and play for people who already own factories, etc. So definitely it will be communicated. And again, this is something that's high on our list, but is still in development.
Very good.
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
I have a question.
Oh, you sound really low.
I sound low?
A little bit. You sound a little better if you go close. Say it now.
Okay. Let me get closer. I have a question. When I read the white paper yesterday and took notes, it sounded to me like in order to make legits, we would actually have to spend Spark, not use it, but spend it. So it creates like a Spark sink.
Yes. What happens?
And the question
is your question.
I wanted to make sure that I understood that correctly. And I thought that was really interesting. It creates legit friction so that you want to definitely be sure that what you're putting out is quality because you're spending Spark.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, when you look at that in terms of economic planning, it's very it's incentive alignment. It's very much a token like crypto Web3 approach of you don't want the system to be spammed with junk.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
You want to make sure that there's a price to produce assets, and then the economy naturally gravitates towards, okay, I'll only produce things that I actually are high quality because I know that I can sell them.
Yes.
That's a good point. That is a great point, Shak.
And then you can also spend Spark to finish production in a factory immediately?
You mean to speed up production?
I wasn't sure if there were two use cases for spending Spark. One of them
Well,
being,
right now it's just for creating legits.
okay, thank you.
It's just for creating legits, and I think Idan did mention it in there was a question in the UCN AMA about, okay, where did these go? where does the sync happen? Do we have like pools, just like UpX pools, etc.? And what we're planning on right now is that they all go into a single wallet, and then once a quarter we look at the different pools as outlined in the white paper, and we propose, or the community proposes, we need to figure out how the initial proposal is done, but based on the current I guess status of the different pools, we can suggest to a community vote what to do with that pool at the end of
Nice.
with accumulated Spark at the end of the quarter. So it could be burnt, which is, crypto people love it when you burn tokens because you reduce it from the supply, and therefore it's more scarce. But we actually are also very excited about having that flexibility. Let's say that there's in the grant program, right? We'll open like grants for third-party developers to come in, for more games to come in, for creators, for UDN Pro. And if we see that, okay, wow, we have so many amazing grant applications, but obviously we limited the supply of it and the vesting month by month because you need to also make sure the economy is not flooded. This is a great quarter to move this to the grant pool and give more grants to creators and developers, as an example. Or maybe maybe there are a lot of new players, and there are new features that we developed for treasure hunting or for other activities that can earn you Spark inside of Uplando. We're like, okay, maybe this quarter we propose to move this to the incentive pool, and the ecosystem pool, basically, which is the one that pays for the internal rewards.
Nice. Now this next part, tokenomics investing schedules. A total of 1 billion Sparklet tokens will be issued on Ethereum, mirrored by 1 million Spark in Upland. Sustainable vesting schedules are introduced based on growth milestones and daily active wallets. From this, I get that the more Spark will be put out, the more active users we get in Upland.
Yes. So this is a new and very innovative concept. We haven't seen it anywhere else. It's from the brilliant mind of Idan. The idea is, if you look at a lot of other crypto projects, there's a very transparent vesting schedule, but you never know what the state of the market is. So what could happen is that all of a sudden, it's been 3 years, therefore 10% of the tokens is now being released at once, but it's at the worst time in the bear market and it's completely not correlated. And all of a sudden, like this can tank projects, especially projects that, unlike Upland, the entire economy is dependent and measured by one single token. So we thought it makes a lot more sense that the original vesting schedule is I mean, 360 months is something that like no other project has taken upon itself such a long run. But that's because we're very certain of the growth that Upland will experience. But that it makes sense that there's a direct correlation to the number of users, therefore the assumed consumption of Spark in Upland. That directly correlates to how many grants we need, how much development needs for the operator of Upland to support the system.
Exactly. I like that. I love that. When I read that, I was like, this is the proper way to do it. You have to do it when the growth comes, not just on a specific date. So thank you guys for that. That was great. Adjustable economic parameters. Parameters like spark hours for construction and manufacturing may be adjusted based on macroeconomic conditions. Now, this is the part where a lot of people are up and down on. I personally, I know we had the UCN broadcasters meeting today, and I asked a lot of questions about this, and I got very satisfactory answers. So basically, depending on the price of Sparklet in the exchange will determine the value of your Spark in Upland.
So it won't determine the value because the value is determined by the open market. As soon as an asset is liquid, the value itself, like the denomination in dollars or Bitcoin and ETH, is determined by the open market. In Upland, there's like another way to measure Spark worth, and I think that's through our partners at the Spark Exchange. As an example, like a lot of people measure how much their Spark is worth by how much they can rent it out for.
Okay.
Which is another interesting economic analysis that is done in Upland. I mean, unrelated to us as a service from one community developer to the community. We like to think of Spark this way, a little bit like gasoline. So gasoline has a market price in the world, okay? That price fluctuates based on a lot of external factors. War in Ukraine, OPEC deciding to limit supply, increased demand, China shutting down, like all those macro economic factors affect the price of gasoline. Okay? And then the question is, okay, governments have some tools, not a lot, and they don't have to use them. They can choose to use them in order to influence the price to make sure that their economies survive. Obviously in policy, it could be taxing if it's too low, right? Then it creates inflation, or actually what's it called? I lost the English word. Subsidizing. Subsidizing the cost. So when the most important thing for us in Upland itself is to make sure that at any given time, the price of Sparklet in the open market does not hurt our internal creators and entrepreneurs.
Okay.
That's our main concern. And that is why this perimeter is there. And that's why we reserve the right. It doesn't mean we will automatically use it. It doesn't mean that, maybe it will first be experimentation by us. Like we still don't know exactly what it's gonna look like. It's the one thing that we don't have data on, as opposed to a lot of other Spark economic activity that we already do from the past 2 years. So obviously a lot of it is going to be trial and error, adjustment, optimization, but the main goal that guides us is to make sure that builders inside of Upland who want to build either in their factories or they want to build their communities and their structures will be able to, and the price of Sparklet is not going to be in their way.
One question on that. A lot of people are only concentrating on the the price of Sparklet going down? What if the opposite was true and it went up substantially? Then we would reap the benefits in regards to our Spark giving us a lot more for like utility.
So I mean, speaking about the control of Spark hours, if the price of Sparklet goes up and therefore the price of Spark, we don't want that to inhibit creators from creating, and therefore we can adjust the Spark hours and reduce them. So if a certain asset was 100 Spark hours, but a Spark hour is now way too expensive, we can reduce it to 10 Spark hours for that month.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was really awesome because like people only look at, that. Go ahead, Uplando.
Oh, no, I was just, it's a perfect example of how you've already taken a lot of these pathways to understand what could happen. And as Don and Dirk and yourself were saying, that this risk has more benefits and rewards than it does not trying it and not doing it. And I did also like the fact that you have some built-in KYC and member in good standing to vote upon this. This, in my opinion, is such a great way to reinvigorate those who have been maybe away and have this resource to bring them back in. I do hope you do some email sending out, Danny, so we can have a great turnout on this.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
There are a lot of email campaigns. Yeah, I mean, we're really looking forward to, and this is very natural attrition, both in games and in crypto, right? Like people are like, oh, like there are only 30,000 daily active users out of 300,000 holders, and I'm like,
it's impressive.
I'm like, if you look at industry standard for gaming, it's usually like 2%. we're at 10%, so we're pretty proud of that. But definitely, we see Sparklet as an opportunity to bring back old players that maybe during the bear market weren't as interested or just had other things in mind, and all of a sudden this will reignite. And we've seen, and also, I mean, our marketing and community team also continuously do user interviews, and we also monitor a lot of the comments around the web. And we see that when lapsed players come back to Upland after 6 months or a year where they haven't been, and first of all, that they see all their assets are still there, the concept of true ownership really, they understand it much better, but also they're amazed that, oh my God, there are so many more things that I can do now than I did a year ago. This is crazy. Look at this development. There are a lot of stuff from a product and partnerships perspective that were delivered. Wow, look at the community. Look how active it is. Look at the look at the UDN, like look at all the amazing games that we and activations and experiences that we now have. So that's definitely a big part of why we're doing it. And there are going to be a lot of emails sent to
Thank you. And Dean, to put just an exclamation point on that, and as a bit of in the communication part of it, I do want to encourage everybody to go into the app that they have. This is both available on iTunes and Android. It's an app. That's one of the great things about Upland that attracted me to it. There's a communication system in there. So if you're a player in Upland, you've got that communication chat that's available. Go in there and activate it. People are looking to revitalize areas that maybe players have stepped away from a little time, and they'd be surprised to know that those areas have grown and there are players looking to acquire those properties. This is a great value proposition for those who stepped away, as you said, to come back. So get in there and open up your communications method so that people can contact you and get out and vote.
Whoa, wait, I have it. Wait.
What was that, Morecheese? Oh, yes, yes.
No, I've spent like 5 whole minutes on that.
I should have said, wait, it's coming, it's coming.
I'm like, wait, I'm late. All right, Upland acknowledges compliance with laws, particularly in the U.S., and has legal opinions supporting the treatment of Spark distributions. Missions mission and listing on exchanges. Upland's mission is to build the largest digital open economy. Listing Sparklet on exchanges make a shift from the fixed price of Spark, allowing prices to fluctuate. So yeah, you get that in an open market. That's common there. Community acknowledgement and disclaimers. The community
The
recognizes
legal stuff. Okay.
the legal
Yeah.
stuff.
It highlighted the legal stuff. Okay.
Yeah, right. Oh, this was me highlighting.
Oh, okay.
The community recognizes the consequences of fluctuating Spark and Sparklet prices. Disclaimers emphasize the internal use of tokens, potential economic adjustments, and the speculative nature of token ownership. So I just wanted to let a lot of people are anything worth anything is going to be not easy. It's going to be a bit of a gamble. Like, you can't have the eyes of the ETH on you and everything, like, skipping through roses. It's going to be something that you have to recognize that there is going to be fluctuation. It's not always going to be good, but it's not always going to be bad. So I just wanted to get that out there for some of the naysayers.
And maybe I'll add something there, because obviously that this is a very nascent industry in general. So there are a lot of speculators out there who look at assets, and a lot of times, like, they look at future utility and they try to guess like what's going to happen. With Sparklet and Spark, it's not about buying it and then waiting for the Upland team or someone else to do the work for you. Like, you actually can create value using Spark, and by doing that, you increase the value of Spark. So taking Spark, using it in Upland, building with it, etc. Like, you're contributing to the entire ecosystem. This is what the token was meant to do and meant for. And the more people utilize it, the more it's going to be popular.
Can I put one little thing on there too, Danny? You can help to clarify this. People were talking about airdrop. There's never been an airdrop mentioned in Sparklet. Could you just go over that real quickly and
so I think airdrop isn't obviously okay. So airdrop is an interesting concept in crypto in general. It was originally used when there was a fork. So like when you had Bitcoin Classic forking away from Bitcoin, then they airdropped the mirroring Bitcoin Classic to or Ethereum Classic, whatever, to everyone who already had. And then airdrops were then used a lot for marketing and incentivization, to grow a community, to incentivize users to use a certain product. Now, Upland has always done airdrops. We just don't call it that. I mean, it's the same function. So when you have level ups, when you become a director or an executive in Upland, you get Spark rewards. In Web3, like natives, like that's an airdrop for doing something. We just have a different terminology for it. Just like we don't use no code minting. We use manufacturing. So I think that the concept of airdrop is there. You can earn Spark in Upland. You can win Spark in Upland. That mechanism has always been there. Are we going, we don't have right now any plans to randomly send Sparklet to people in who have ETH wallets. And most importantly, we don't need to. Usually that happens when a token is released and launched without an existing community, and this is their way to build a community. We have 130,000 Spark owners who have the opportunity, once they stake it in Upland, to take it out and bring it to Ethereum. I'm not saying it's not an option, because when you work with different partners or exchanges, a lot of the time this is how they know how to do marketing. So this is part of a marketing agreement and a partnership agreement that you have with them to also do maybe incentive alignments, like they give something to the Upland community, and in exchange, their community gets a bit of Sparklet. So I'm not saying it's not going to happen under different circumstances, but I also think it's not fair to say that it's never happened. It has happened in Upland.
And it's not something that initially, like at the onset, you're looking for the community to build this, right? It's not something that you're trying to go out and, again, like you said, it's not your intention to airdrop a bunch based upon the exchange you're working with. Is that still true, or it could be?
So that I can't say, because it depends on how the different exchanges work. We're in conversations with all of them. We obviously can't guarantee listing in any of them, but if certain exchanges, I know from past projects that I've worked on, that is part of the deal of listing with them, that there is an airdrop to their existing community. So it might be an option. I'm not saying it's not. Just right now, nothing is signed or closed or planned.
What exchange should I belong to, Danny? Just so I haven't.
So I got
Continue.
I'm not going to jail because of you, Uplando.
Exactly. Alcatraz for
Don't do
you.
it. Don't, no, real Joe. No, I have a few questions, and I've been talking about it in chat, and to confirm, to create assets in Upland, like Legits and so forth, you need to use Spark. Sparklet exists in the Ethereum chain, and therefore it would not be what's used. You would actually have to acquire the Sparklet, bring it into Upland, and then use it in Upland for creating the Legit.
Yeah, but you can also continue to buy Spark in Upland if you don't want to go through that process.
Okay. And then, but if I wanted to use Sparklet, that someone needs to have, for example, a Sparklet token to token gate something, then they wouldn't need to bring it into Upland. I could just use that existing token outside of Upland.
Absolutely. Ethereum is a permissionless chain. You can do whatever you want with your tokens.
Awesome. More questions. Sorry, I've had a lot of questions, and
I get it. I get it, Zach. I just wanted to finish this kind of thing first.
Wait, what was Danny doing there? What was she doing?
Oh no, I'm plugging in.
Okay. Spark. She needs her Spark. She's got her Sparklets going now.
She's got to go get some Sparklet.
Yeah.
Get some gas here to my computer. All right. Done.
Excellent.
Okay.
Where were we?
All right. I won't ask any more questions because I know Cheese wants to get through it. Okay. I'll wait, Cheese.
Yeah, your question might actually come up in this clip notes.
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Token sale methods and rewards. Spark may be sold through Sparklet exchanges and, like Danny just said, inside Upland, which is really cool. Players can also win Spark in mini games and competition. Spark will need to be staked for 720 hours before it could be sold. Now, I heard this in the meeting this morning, and I wanted to go over this because I think this is amazing. Like something like, so I have an example, but I think I messed it up a little bit. So we're not going to look at it. But basically, you need to use your Spark before you're able to sell it.
So, yes. So you need to, before you're able to export it, I don't know what you do. You can sell it off. It's about it's about using the bridge.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily sell. Like you might just want to put it in cold storage or gift it to something, like whatever. In order to take Spark that was won or purchased at a discount in Upland, in order to convert it to Sparklet through the bridge, yes, you need to use it first.
Perfect. I like that. Because you can't just, have multiple accounts and then just do it like that. That was a really,
you hit it. You hit the nail on the head. So the first thing, we always try to design the economy and the mechanisms with reducing fraud already in mind. So not to even give a reason for multi-accounting, for different shenanigans that might happen, spamming, different shenanigans that happen on other projects. So we really do believe that it's not just about catching fraudsters after. There's also a design element to prevent the incentives to do it in the first place. That's the first thing that I'm glad you mentioned.
Yeah, thank you.
The second thing is, of course, it's a utility token. You need to use it for what it's for its purpose. And this is a way to reduce the speculation and really have players and users who are committed and are a part of the economy.
Perfect. All right, macroeconomic considerations. Upland reserves the right to adjust economic parameters based on macroeconomic conditions. You already talked about that, about like the governance and, trying to adjust it. That goes back to that. You already said on that. More legal disclaimers and updates. Legal disclaimers emphasize the informational nature of the white paper and encourage compliance with laws. Upland reserves the right to update tokenomic parameters with community approval. And I like that you put that in there because that's going to utilize the vote a lot more as well. And I think that's really important. So thank you for that.
And that's part of the general concept of progressive decentralization. That we want to give more power to the community on many different aspects. And a lot of the thought that went into how to design the tokenomics of Sparklet was with that in mind, with, okay, how do we build it in a way that progressively we can more and more give the community power to vote, whether it's on these, where like approved grants or like which pool should the access, legit Spark go to, etc. And to be honest, also, very far away and we're not thinking about it, but we obviously thought about it in the design. It's like, okay, what does complete decentralization one day of Upland look like? And that would be, if you look at the Upland treasury pool, that what pays gradually for the development of Upland, which means for the operator. Okay, the operator right now is Upland, the company. Okay, maybe in having this set treasury of token that is not. And you guys might have noticed, we don't have a team allocation. So a lot of crypto projects have like 10 to 17% that go to, the founders and the team members. We do not have that because it's not about individuals who operate Upland. It's about, okay, right now we are the operator and we're building a future that maybe if the community is not happy with the operator, they can change the operator because the community one day could control the treasury and where it goes and who develops Upland. So having those pools in a very transparent way with a lot of accountability on the blockchain that creates a path in the progressive decentralization to complete decentralization one day.
It's a lot of thought.
Yeah, thank you for that. I want to throw to Dak and Shak because I know they have questions, but Metaverse Street Journal, Tan asked, can 1 spark equals 1,000 Sparklet ever be changed?
No.
Good.
Check.
Check.
Like the easiest way, I know it's like 1 to 100th, but the easiest way to think about it is cents to $1.
Yeah, it's great.
Mr. Dak, enlighten us.
Well, I've had several questions about the protection of the economic models, and it's actually something that we've been talking about pretty much all day today. And so I do have some questions about that. The other question that I have, and it's one that actually started from yesterday's chat in the cafe, in the Upland Cafe in Discord, was in the white paper, it states 1 million Spark to be minted on chain. So the question then becomes, and I know that one of the things that Idan and in your YouTube video you talked about is that now, and before it was an open-ended minting process, now it's a capped minting. And so is it that it's 1 million total Spark with what's already been minted available, or is this a million UPIX on top of what's already available to those 160,000
So
Spark
that
owners?
million includes the about 5.6% that's already minted and owned.
Mm-hmm.
So from a technical perspective, and this is something I learned that EOS allows technically as a blockchain, we're creating a new Spark contract and sort of like stepping on the existing Spark contract. Okay. The existing Spark contract was open-ended, which means every time we wanted to print more, we could do that. This one is a fixed supply that's pre-minted, and then the existing Spark holders will be mirrored the tokens from the new contract 1-to-1. So from a UX perspective, it's going to look the same to you. You have 5 Spark. You still have 5 Spark. On the back end, that 5 Spark comes from the new contract.
Okay. And then that leads then to the question about the pools, because it then becomes very similar to the UPIX pool concept, where you have a limited, you have a defined amount. And if people are burning Spark to create legits and so forth, my understanding is when they use the Spark for legits or something, it actually goes back into like a pool that then the community will be deciding what to do with that Spark that's in the pool.
Yes.
And so it's not that there will always be 1 million Spark. It's just where it exists and what state it exists in is going to vary based on how the economy rolls.
So the community can also vote to burn those.
Okay.
So there is a world where there is less than 1 million Spark.
Okay.
But that would be a community decision.
Excellent.
Awesome questions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Before I keep going, anyone else?
We want to be observant of your time, Danny, so we get some other questions in before we let you go, and whatever that is. So we want to keep you. We like to just.
I would keep you here forever if we had.
So I can actually have this conversation. I put my kids in front of the Nintendo, so now I can be here for 2 hours. They don't even care. Unless they're starving, they won't interrupt.
What game are they playing?
They just got the new Mario World something.
Ah, nice.
They're very little. They're 8 and 6. Yes.
I was so addicted to Paper Mario. Go ahead, Zach. Sorry.
Well, because I do want to be mindful of that. And I do want to get into a little bit of this conversation around protecting the economic models. And by the way, I do understand the pros. I do understand that Upland has put a lot of thought into it, and that you probably have information that the rest of us don't necessarily have just from your interactions with other companies and your own experience and research. Having said that, one of the things that I loved about Upland and still love about Upland is this insulated economy model. And now when you start to open it up to a free market, through some of these exchanges, what ends up happening is what I am hearing, and in minute 32 of the YouTube video, when you ask the question of Idan says, well, we will just adjust in-game mechanics, is pretty much what I hear. And so when I start hearing of something like that, one, I think you've seen how the community reacts every time you change something in the game, right? And if it becomes, I think you mentioned a monthly kind of element or something like that, depending on how the implementation of those changes and market tweaks impacts the business and game logic of Upland, it could make it difficult for Metacorps and Meta Ventures and Layer 2 folks and folks that are building and kind of planning out their strategies to be consistent in their approach. And so I guess one of the things is, how much would it actually, like, I know that game mechanics is going to be the way you manage the value proposition of Spark from the market impact, how do you protect the game mechanics so that it isn't such a challenge for players to understand when things might happen?
Okay, so the excellent question. So there was also a concern about just general volatility and how it affects the upland economy in general. I think I answered that yesterday, but maybe just to reiterate. So the upland economy, as opposed to other economies, is not tied to Spark. It's tied to UPX. So the denomination or the value of the NFTs in Upland, the assets, whether it's your properties or other NFTs, are not directly correlated to Spark. And that's why the general economy is still shielded from external fluctuations. So if Sparklet goes up crazy in value, like if it's a reflection of, and hopefully it is a reflection of a lot more demand and interest in Upland, that would also mean a lot more people are coming in, and yeah, maybe prices of your assets go up, but it's not directly correlated. It's directly correlated.
It's indirect, yeah.
How popular Upland is, not to the price of Spark. The price of Sparklet. The price of Sparklet would only be another indication that there is this growing popularity and more people and increased demand. So the general economy is protected. Now we're talking about specifically the creator economy within Upland that do depend on Spark in order to manufacture and create. And we did had a brief discussion about it when we were going through the white paper right at the beginning, is that the mechanisms that are adjustable that Idan referred to are Spark hours, and with legits, how much it costs to produce a legit, and that is so it's not a lot of other things. It's like the Spark hours. This is what we can control and adjust. That's what he's talking about. Right,
buildings, etc.
Exactly, and I will again emphasize that the reason why we're reserving the ability and right to do it is to support the creator economy. So we're reserving this right and we want to use it in case Spark becomes too expensive for our creators. We don't want them to be priced out of the market of building and doing UGC, etc. So that is our intention in the adjustment. Our overall intention in using that mechanism of adjustment.
That's a great answer, Danny. Thank you. And I like that you kind of broke it down into there's the game economy and there's the creator economy, because that is a really good way to think about it, because they are a little different, and the creator economy does really reflect on the Spark and how the Spark works. So I think that's great. And then Metaverse Journal, Tan kind of asked my other question. So we'll answer Tan's question.
First, Shak had something to ask from before. Go ahead, Shak.
Thank you, Cheese. So, Dana, when I read the white paper, the first thing that I thought of was I extrapolated, and my mind went forward into the future. And I just want to see if my idea is perhaps possible, not that it would happen, but that it could happen. I thought, well, we have STEM coming, and STEM is going to power life. And we have Species IO, where we want to adopt, standards that can be used across all metaverses. And so I thought, well, might STEM get on the exchange? And that's not my question, but might Spark. So basically, I was thinking, could the Sparklet ultimately become Spark in another metaverse used to power the building there when things are standardized? Could it potentially happen that Sparklet and STEMlet, let's say, become tokens in other metaverses once these standards are adopted for, say, inanimate objects and for life?
So I can't even tell you the number of hours we philosophized around this concept and trying to figure out what incentives would other metaverses or other projects might have to use Sparklet, for example. And I'll be completely honest with with our approach and why it's not mentioned. And I love that you're asking questions about what's not there as opposed to what's written. So first of all, I have to say the reason why we decided not to talk about it in the white paper, even though we had multiple conversations and trying to figure out how that might work, is that we really wanted in the white paper to focus on things we've already done or are in our immediate pipeline and not sell dreams.
Yes.
And that was really important for us because it really differentiates us from different projects that maybe are earlier stage and are selling this like huge dream in the future and then gets a very disappointed community. So for the white paper, the reason why it's not there is because we wanted to focus on what we've already proven, what we've already built and showcased. That being said, the way we think about other projects using Sparklet is first and foremost through our API's third-party application and the UDN. So that in terms of adoption of Spark and Sparklet in their business models, it is our first intention to have them as part of the Upland ecosystem. One, because it would make it much easier for them. Like they can utilize this, these tokens and this blockchain technology without necessarily having to build the whole blockchain backend on their own, and that is part of the value proposition that we're coming up with as a platform. So that is our number one focus, and we think there's huge growth potential for Spark and Sparklet just from the future of our first and second layer metaverse.
Great question, great answer.
But is there a world where separate projects also, without connecting to Upland, utilize Sparklet? They could. I think, to be honest, it will be a model to imitate. And of course, imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So I actually predict a world where a lot of other projects try to imitate the concept as opposed to adopt Sparklet itself. But with the right incentives, it might, and the growth of Upland in general, like it might be just become a standard on its own as well.
All right. Thank you, Danny.
I'm going to go to the questions in the thing, but I just want to say I love your excitement when talking about this. Like you could feel it. Like it makes me even, like I'm excited, but it makes me even more excited. And it just shows like your love for the game and the community. I love it. Thank you. So Tan, any plans to allow an escrow smart contracts to long-term leasing of Spark instead of staking or spending Spark?
Yeah, I really love this question. And as a member of Upland Construction Company, I'm very curious about this.
So how would you say long-term leasing is different from renting?
So leasing, you actually are allowing someone access to manage the Spark versus in rental, someone is just staking.
I see. Okay. So as a function, I want as many suggestions on Spark utility as possible from you guys. So this one is like, okay, writing this down.
Nice.
So no, we didn't think about it directly, but now that I've written it down, it's definitely part of the thinking process. If I have to give a very intuitive answer, I feel like this is the lowest hanging fruit to implement something like this. Actually, might be through our APIs and third-party systems. Correct. Because we already have escrow containers, which means that you guys can build a service or an app that manages the leasing of Spark in the long term. And what all we need to do is allow for Spark and escrow containers. So again, I hope I hope I don't have 100 messages from Idan. He's
like, what are you doing? Shut it down, shut it down.
Kill it. It's that extended escrow period of time, I think would also do that. There's a specific period of time in which things can exist in escrow, and if that gets extended, that would be a first step.
And also, generally, just like we do get a lot of requests from a lot of the big players in Upland. They're like, listen, I'm willing to have 5 people on my staff and manage my properties, manage my Spark, manage my meta venture, and build my little empire. But I need the tools to allow them to in a way, give permissions to certain assets to manage my accounts for me. Right. So this is definitely something we're thinking about in general, but I'll have to see how the easiest way to implement this would be.
Yeah, like I know baby daycare totem meta ventures. I know there's somebody already. I'll take care of your totems for you.
That's right.
Yeah, the Tamagotchi. I'll be your Tamagotchi.
Wrangler. Your Tamagotchi Wrangler, is that it? Yeah. Totem Wrangler.
Totem Wranglers, yep.
So Joseph asked a question. He goes, so does this mean that buying Spark in game will be directly tied to the market, or does this mean that the price in game will stay the same?
It will be directly tied to the market, but we reserve the right to offer it at a discount in Upland.
Nice.
A discount to the market. Because the ones who buy it in Upland, also we have a guarantee that they use it.
Danny, can I add one question on there about that? Is we've got the daily login Spark bonus, which is amazing. I thought it might be going away long ago, but it's amazing that you kept that going for a long period of time. Will that continue to happen? And then will Spark Week return?
Spark Week will definitely return. But we're also talking about so some of the unique aspects of Spark Week will remain in Spark Week. It could be also again, everything is up in the air, but it could be Spark Mondays, it could be a Spark Week. We're playing around with how to implement it in the right way. But it also makes a lot of sense to add Spark to the Upland store on a regular basis, because the more creators we attract, we don't want them to wait a month before they can actually build something. So that's also being considered, and we need to see when we can implement it. Sorry, the question was, I was getting to a point. The
Spark login daily basis.
Login, yes, I knew I had something good about that. So the logging, we see it as a big success with engagement. People come to log in and then they're like, oh, let's check on this. Let's look at my property. Let's change my avatar costume. So it's a great initial incentive to come sign in. In order to get the full bonus, we might add more steps along the way. So it wouldn't be just the login. So maybe you need to log in and have another action that either relates to Spark or relates to other parts of the game. So that part is still flexible, and we're gonna experiment and see what is a good user experience, and also continues with the existing incentive mechanisms.
I love that you're going to continue that on both ends, that you're going to do the login bonus, maybe a little extra, but that there's also Spark going to be available in the in-game store. When Spark bonus, which is one of the things people are waiting to hit that button to level up, is that also something that you'll build in so that people are aware of that is something that'll be on a monthly basis so that they can go ahead and get that
Yes,
bonus?
we definitely need to get on a more dedicated schedule for that, because we don't want to leave people hanging.
Yeah.
We need to work out exactly the mechanisms. Is it going to be, you know, the first week of the month? Is it going to be like as I said, a Spark Monday every week? We would love your opinions on it, and I think right now we're kind of there are a lot of decisions that we haven't made yet. For the first reason is we first wanted to approve this with the community before we start running on a lot of these things, right? Like that's the whole point. We want to hear your feedback. We wanted to make sure that the community is behind this. Wait for the vote before we make a lot of other decisions. And then the next, if the vote passes, the next step would be, okay, let's start getting the community involved in roadmap prioritization and ideas for the roadmap and all those things that you're bringing up that with regards to Spark. Like that's when we want to have that discussion of, okay, like, I don't know, guys, like, what do you think is the best way to implement a Spark week or a Spark day, and have that open conversation?
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, this has been so amazing. Like, we've been here for an hour and 11 minutes. I can be here for 2 more hours, but I'm not going to do that. Like, does anybody else? Oh, wait. There was a question, actually. A really cool question by Upland Brazil. All right. Upland Brazil asks, what are we going to see first? Sparklet being traded on ETH or cars being charged?
I got my bet in.
I
don't know, because we're working on both in parallel. Let's see.
Good answer. I like that answer. Great answer.
There are 2 different teams in Ukraine working on these 2 different things. So maybe we'll do a competition and have them like race each other. I don't know.
Hackathon, internal hackathon.
Oh my God. Like, imagine Danny, Dirk, and Idan racing in Upland, and like Danny represents car charging, Dirk represents like something else, and like whoever wins, that's how it gets to go first.
There
That
you
would
go.
be amazing.
Spark staking event.
Well, I can actually say that because there's some teams that I know that they're the best team to work on a certain thing, so everything would be queued in their roadmap on what they're working and their plan on what they're working on. But these are actually like two different development teams, so very interesting.
Oh man, that's awesome. Are there any more questions for Danny while we have her here?
I don't have a question. I just have what I already were, and this is a personal decision and an opinion that I'm making. From when the onset of going through the announcement to reading the white paper to watching the video and seeing all of the care and what went into building this is simply just a yes vote for me. I can't. There's no other way that I would even see this just not passing. And I would encourage everybody to really take a good look into this. This has been an amazing and enlightening panel that we've had. And Danny, we can't tell you how much we appreciate and thank you here for getting down there and really going through these concerns or questions of the community. And I'm looking forward to getting those emails out and seeing everybody get in and doing some voting.
Let me know if you need help emailing them. Me and Uplando.
Go knock on the doors.
About the vote, by the way, so we opened it up for, I think it's about 10 days of comments before the vote. So it's not just a discussion about yes or no. We also want to hear about, okay, after we've like, even if you're for or against the concept, like give you times to dive in and say, you know what, yeah, I'm a yes, but like this paragraph, like there's something I think maybe we need a deeper discussion and maybe this can be tweaked before the vote. So that's definitely something we want to encourage also.
What's that date again, Danny, for the vote? When does that happen?
Ooh.
The 11th?
Yeah, I think it's the 11th. I think it is too. I don't want to say it because I wanted to make sure that it was
11th?
Yeah.
So
that's
I It's not related to the Sparklet conversation, but it is related to Danny. So I don't know if I bring it up now or not. But I wanted to say thank you publicly since you're here
Oh,
for
thank you.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, those are awesome assets.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
I mean, you know, a lot of folks don't understand some very early conversations. Danny was almost like brand new, and she was already answering and everything, and so she was very much involved in all that. Got me connected to the right people, and so you know, Danny, the first mint set was auctioned and won today for 585,000 UPIX.
Ooh, all right.
Awesome, Dak.
Yeah, yeah. SC Kicker from High Park Ninjas.
Nice, SC.
All right, way to go. Way to come out. Way to show up.
That's amazing, and I give the Kaboom example everywhere I can push it. I was on an EOS sustainability talk today. There were like 150 people on it because we just renewed. You know, every year we offset the carbon footprint of Upland and of the EOS chain, and this year we partnered with the ENF in order to do that. And there were a lot of like impacts in sustainability and social impact people who didn't even know about Upland. They came because they were excited about the carbon credits. And I also gave the example of Kaboom and UNICEF and Susan G. Komen, and they were so excited to hear about these like innovative concepts and how we're doing this. So I was like, yeah,
that's awesome. And I know I have people circling the showroom right now and messaging me, when am I going to release? And I'm not going to release until you're ready, Cheese. So they're going to have to just keep waiting. What's been great is that Kaboom has been getting a lot of sends to the showroom recently.
Monkey bars and swings, people. Monkey bars and swings.
Oh man, that is awesome. Thank
Speaking
you so much. Oh,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
get myself over there. No, sorry, I just gotta
get me too. I'm not.
I don't want to lose out.
I gotta get over to Chicago.
Is this are we thanking our special guest tonight, Cheese?
Say that again.
Oh.
Is this are we letting Danny go? Are we thanking our special guest tonight?
I don't want to let you go, but yeah, you can hang out.
Why can't she hang out?
Guys, I'm a little hungry. I didn't eat.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Exactly.
But you know what? I would be happy to be on your shows. Just send me, like talk to X1, and he sees it's available. Always such a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Thank
Round
you
of applause for Danny, everybody. Yay! Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you,
awesome.
X1, for setting this up. You are amazing for putting this out there. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That
all
was
these people here. Two Cheese, all
the
extra.
Oh my God, Shak and Dak. Thank you. You guys are freaking amazing. Every week.
I think Uplando meant the people watching.
Yeah, those two. Thanks for chiming in.
Well, everyone. I love everyone. Just love everyone.
There you go.
Woo!
I'm there. I'm circling. All right.
Now, I have to do. Oh, go ahead.
No, just let me know when you're ready for me to post them.
No, I gotta go there. Wait, what do you mean?
I'm going to list them in the showroom while we're on the show.
I don't know if I can chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to drop and really get dialed in here, man. Come on. Come on, you two things at once.
I know you could do it.
That's
But go ahead, Dak. If anything, I'll get the next one. But I wanted to do this. Hold on one second.
Just gotta make sure I don't mess up the pricing.
Just get out and vote, people. Do not miss this one. Yeah. It is this. There's no reason not to do this. It's, I believe, October 11th. And there's a lot leading up to this. There was a lot we covered, but get there.
Now there were two contests today, right? Two contests. Dak, if you want to share, I could present the screen after this, and we could show you opening it up. So share it, and then I'll put it up when this is done. So this is the contest for the 25K. I put in Twitter. All you had to do was tell me in Twitter in the comment section what the highest level of monster you were able to defeat in the Bronxdale Uplandia open expansion. And it went really well. Thank you so much, Uplando. Thank you so much, Noise. And you people had some great, great answers. The Dougie hedgehog, the cowhawk from hell.
Took a lot of lives, that cowhawk.
Oh no, Joe, no. So I'm gonna do this real fast. We're gonna get to it.
All right, spin. Who's it land on for the win? Oh, is it Shak?
Shak, you lucky dog! Wow, 25K to Shak.
That was not padded. That contest
was not padded. She is just amazing, and she deserves it. And I love you. Oh my God,
I love you, Cheese. Thank you.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
We're also going to announce the winner of the Bronxdale property.
Come on.
So there is a race to be done. I took everybody's name and put it in there. So I am going to not announce the winner of that because I haven't done the race yet. But there will be a video of everybody who entered their names on Twitter. If you did the 3 things, your name will be on there. You'll get to see your name on a critter, on one of the monsters that are racing down the track. And those who cross, the person who crosses the finish line will get that Bronxdale property. I will put that on both Twitter, in the Uplandia Discord. So that's when we'll do that.
And there was a lot of people, guys.
A lot of people.
So yeah, you have to give Uplando some slack. Now let me put this up here. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, here we go, guys. Did you put an announcement out for this deck in Twitter?
I did not. I put it in DM Gaming's Discord server.
What the hell? There's a big world out there, Dak.
And this is in Chicago?
This is the Chicago one, yeah.
Okay, Chicago one.
Wait,
Great.
are people going to buy them now, Dak?
You can go buy them now, yes. I'm actually listing them as we speak.
Amazing.
Oh my God, I have to go.
Oh, shoot. Wait. I got to go in and try to buy. Shoot.
You're not. You're not supposed to buy.
You list or you buy. You list or you buy. You're one or the other. Come on.
You list or you buy. You list or you buy. I didn't know you knew Italian.
Hey.
What's the matter with you?
This has
I
been
have not
excellent.
listed the dino slides yet, though.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
listing everything else, but the dino slides will be last.
Awesome. Cheese, I got to run, but I want to thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. I think that was an incredible, another overview, and I think we got more information post the Public Contributor Network. And this is a full-on yes for me. I really want to see this happen for the community. It's going to be a huge benefit for the community. Let everybody know this replay will be available. Cheese, is that correct, on YouTube?
Yes,
right?
YouTube,
Okay.
Twitch. Yes.
Excellent. So go and check it out. If you know somebody who's a legacy player that hasn't been in or they haven't been checking in, give them the heads up. October 11th is the vote. Let's vote yes. And
make sure you get into the Morecheese in the Metaverse Discord. I set up a new conversation in there where you can have a conversation about Sparklet. People can come in there, give their concerns, their likes, and I'll personally try to go in there and get back to anybody and answer any questions that's in there. And anybody can come in. It's a nice, friendly conversation. Nothing to debate. Just have a conversation.
Yep. And kaboom, drop mic.
I gotta get my tush to freaking Chicago. Come on.
Have a good night. Thank you, guys. Oh, what you got?
Good night, Uplando.
No, Uplando. So the Fresh Meadows showroom should open soon. And as we mentioned before, we picked Fresh Meadows because of Uplandia and the activity you guys have there.
Please let us know. We'll be on the Discord. We'll be shouting it out. Also on Twitter. Lots of people will be happy to get over there and take part in the kaboom. in this project and get some really cool playground equipment.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Cool.
Take care. Have a good
Thank you,
evening.
Uplando.
Oh. There's one up. There's one up. No. It's gone.
It's gone. Just make sure you don't sell the number 1 mint.
No, I left the number ones at the factory. So if people want to see the first mints, they're at the factory. I got to work things out with SE Kicker. But yeah. Okay, I don't know how this works. I can't. It says it's there, but I don't see it. Oh, actually, I think because a bunch of them are already gone. Like all the number 2s are gone. Number 3s are gone. Yeah, so that's the last number 3 that's left.
Wow.
Yeah, so the number 2s are gone, the number 3s. The only number 2 that's not gone yet is the Dino Slide, only because I put that last. Come on.
Am I still? Let's see.
I think I got it.
You did?
I think so.
There's like fast people though out there. Like
Holy cow.
Fast.
Holy cow. Oh, there's one available. I'm not going to buy it.
Buy it and I'll pay you for it. Because I'm not in Chicago.
Okay.
I really get me whatever. I really want the Dino Slide, but get me whatever, and I'll definitely pay you for it.
I don't feel like I should be buying them. That just seems wrong.
Well, you already did, so now you open the floodgate. Floodgates open. Well, so while we're looking at that, I just want to give my quick thoughts. I'm really happy that they waited to put this out until now instead of the very beginning. This way people can see the value before investing in the Sparklet, rather than how almost every other project out there is where they tell you what the project will be and you have to take a chance not knowing anything, what they're going to do. All you have is the what is the white letter?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called, white letter?
The white paper?
White paper. This way, you know exactly what Upland's done. Like, it's been 2+ years, and constant innovation and evolution. And I'm personally gonna vote yes. This is gonna put a lot more eyes on Upland, the ETH community. It's gonna be the bomb.
You know, I just feel like Upland has a bigger plan that they can't tell us, and that they made this like very calculated decision to do this, and they know the reasons why, and they can't share with us all those reasons. So I definitely want to know. I want the whole thing to get unpacked. So I will be voting yes, and I can't wait to see what happens.
All right. Well, assets are pretty much gone.
Wow. Grats Kaboom. Grats Dak. Grats Shak. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you so much for bringing this in.
I don't think I got anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, Joseph. Exactly.
What? I missed it.
They didn't put the cart before the horse. They did great.
Exactly.
Perfect way to say it. Great job. Shak. Amazing map assets. Thank you, Dak, for getting this idea. Thank you, Dak, for bringing Shak in. You guys are freaking superstars.
Shak and Dak.
Shak and Dak on the attack. I mean, I love that though. Shak and Dak
on the attack. Let's go.
I love it. Oh my god, I can write you guys a theme song and then put it in the AI. Did you see my shorts?
I did. I saw
did you
your
like
shorts.
the song?
But I didn't eat your shorts.
My shorts. There was a show back in the 90s called Eat My Shorts. Camp Anawana. Camp Anawana, we hold you in our hearts. And when we think about you, it makes me want to fart. It's I hope we never part. Not get it right or pay the price. No, Dak, stop. All right. Woof. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
When does the Fresh Meadows open? Somebody in chat wants to know.
So sometime later in October. So the way
Oh.
we're doing it is right now, because of the limited manufacturing we can do right now, it's going to expand. But right now, we only have the Chicago showroom, and we're using the Chicago factory, and we're putting it into the Chicago showroom. But we have plans for being able to do more production, and then we're going to have automated distribution to the 3 other showrooms.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
it's going to be later in October because we got to get through everything.
Yeah.
You know how
Okay.
it is.
Yeah. All the stuff.
All this stuff. But right now it's Chicago, and so Chicago is where everybody has to go, and and there is a really good, as you know, Shacklin, the Kaboom has a really nice story in Chicago, but they also have some good stories in Oakland with the Currys, Steph Curry and Aisha Curry. So, being able to do other stuff down the line, it's going to be pretty awesome.
It is. I can't wait. Yeah.
Yep. All right, cheese bags. Oh, wait, no.
Wait, I'm actually doing something on the sly right here. So I'm doing something on the sly. All right, you folks. I'm not gonna leave without doing a quick race.
Oh.
Get the Mickey Fricky in there. First 6 in there. Well, first 5, because I'm kind of in there. Whoever
you did good
wins
today.
Thank you. We all did good. You did good. Shaq did good. Uplando. Freaking Danny Brown killed it. Killed it.
I was talking about racing, kid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wish the Heat was the last one, but all right, where's my window? Here we go. Sheer. Drifter's in there. Joey's in there. This is a chance for a Halloween sign. And
I still want one.
You haven't got one yet?
Not yet.
All right, first and second, we'll get a Halloween sign. If you're not first,
you're last.
Win. I know. Oh. Bobby something. What is his name? Johnny Bobby? Timothy?
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
That's a trivia question when we go off to.
Look at this me. Look, oh my God, that was so fast. Go ahead.
When we go into the Upland Cafe, that'll be a trivia question.
Ricky Bobby.
Who was the famous racer we talked about during the MITM show?
Oh, thank you, God. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being my friend and always supporting. You're awesome. Here we go. Oh, that was fast. Look at this.
You're done in my way.
Look at that. I jinxed it. We have to wait.
Oh.
Go ahead. Tell us some jokes, Doc. Tell us some dad jokes.
I'm busy.
Goldsmith Gaming. We are racing for 2 Halloween signs from Samurai Aquatics.
Boom,
we are
boom,
giving
boom.
those away to first and second.
Boom, boom, boom.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm hungry too, actually. I'm having a salmon salad, and like what we do is it's like a kitchen sink salad. We put in there avocado, boiled eggs. I put in salmon. He puts in chicken, scallions, tomatoes, cucumbers. It's amazing. I loves it. I loves it.
Sorry, Goldsmith. I can't actually give them away or anything. Shaq will tell you, we were so specific on pricing, mint numbers, so that we can hit Kaboom's goals. It's like I can't give them away. I can't do anything like that. We're on a
I
very
would.
strict schedule.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you could like. But I definitely, if you would have gotten any, I would have definitely paid.
Well, if I did, I'll let you know. But I checked and I didn't see them, so maybe they're writing or something. I don't know. But if I did get them, then I wouldn't mind trying to do like raffles and things like that in different shows and stuff.
That's
Maybe
true.
we can write in a certain amount into the contract for giveaways.
Ah, smart. Look at her face.
Well, this was the first time we were doing it, and so we didn't know what the market, what people would be willing to pay in the market. We didn't know how many was going to be a good mint number.
For charity, Uplanders come through.
Yeah, and so we played it very safe, I think. Shaq, what do you think?
I think we did. I mean, we were very careful, very safe. Absolutely.
I think the prices you guys chose for the items were amazing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Where is it? Where can I go? Wait, why is it so big? Oh, because I need to put how do I go to the top? Oh, drifter. And then my screen is all weird. There we go. Boop. All right, that's perfect.
I was in 6th, but I'm in 3rd now. Shaq, I'm coming for you.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
I gotta take my logo out because it's hiding Drifter up there. Look at this. Oh, he takes the lead. Shaq, get that back. Shaq got it back. Oh my God. Dak, are you coming in? Ricey got you, Dak. Oh my God, he's going. Oh, Dak got in front of Ricey. Ricey, don't let that happen.
Oh my God, I didn't see my car going off and I wasted all my boosts.
Oh
no.
I'm playing on my cell phone and it wasn't cool.
Oh my God, Shaq, you're right there. Woo, woo, woo. I feel like Joey's getting closer and closer. Remember, different lanes will be faster on certain turns, so you have to kind of practice before making this. So make sure you ride the cheese breeze.
Oh man, I can't believe I blew all my boosters and I blew them up, like wasted them.
I did that on the last race today, this morning in the URL thing.
Oh.
For my last one, Uplando and I were on call. We were kind of like, I was laying out the show and he was like giving me advice and this and that. And I was like, I got one more boost, and it was the set 2 out of 3, like you guys are in right now. And he was like, don't use it. And I'm like, I want to use it. And then he's like, don't use it. And I used it and I hit a corner and it didn't go. So I was like, no.
Oh, that track today had so many just dead stop moments.
Yes, it did.
Unless you were the Mahoney Motors, holy cow, those guys, they have like memorized tracks.
I know. Oh no, Ricey. It got Ricey on autopilot.
I can't catch Shaq. I don't have boosters now. Damn it.
If you don't want to press the arrows and you're on a computer PC, you can also click on the road. Where's Shacky?
I'm in 2nd right now, but
you're I see him. I see him.
I can't catch you, so you're gonna come in 2nd.
Woo, Shaq! Shak attack. Get it, girl. Get it, Drifter. Wow, Drifter is killing it.
His car is fast.
I wonder if he has an S1R.
I'm in an S1R. I thought his was different, but maybe it's got to
Oh. Okay, I don't feel so bad now. I'm on an S1E.
You did really good for an S1E.
Yeah.
Woo, woo,
And
woo,
that's because
woo.
I would have done better if I didn't screw up my boosts this morning, right off the race. I'm hitting them and I don't see the boost going. And so I hit it again and then it all caught up at once. And I'm like, man.
Aww.
I was trying to do the Matsuda move. One of the things what Mahoney's been doing is they take off the race on boost. And so I was trying to do that and I didn't see it. And so I just kept hitting boost.
So Drifter was in an S1E, and I
Wow.
was in a car.
Wow. So
Nice
no
race,
excuse, Shak.
Drifter.
Yeah, that was a great freaking race. It was
Perfect execution.
yeah. It's tax pay. A really good boost technique. So Drifter and Shak, let me know. Are you if you're in the Bronx? If so, I could put it on reserve. If not, send me a piece of crap, legit. Just make sure you go for the high numbers. And congrats. This was amazing. Thank you for participating.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you heading over to the cafe?
I am going to cook. This you know what? I guess I could go in there for a few minutes. Yeah, let's go in there. We had a lot of fun in there. And I'll just let my husband grab me and come on, let's go eat. So guys, oh my God, come meet me in the Uplando Cafe. Me and Dak. Shak, I don't know, Shak, can you make it?
My husband is waiting on dinner, so I should go.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm so hungry. I'm going to go in there with Dak then. I will hold down the fort. Guys, stay fresh. You've cheesy bags. And I not once did you drop it like it's hot, Dak. There was no need to. But you did drop it like it was hot today. Intelligence-wise. You guys are awesome.
It was great show. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Worst show ever.
Bye.
All right, guys. Woo!
More cheese in the Metaverse on a digital quest each day. Finding Upland news and NFTs to trade away. From blockchain gaming to PC delights, navigating the virtual world amidst countless vice.